Now, there's a huge debate going on about Cambridge Analytica, and my overarching point is this: it's all in plain sight now, but what will be done? It's quite a pivotal moment for Western democracies, in my opinion. Facebook, Cambridge Analytica, Jared Kushner, Trump. I mean, you can now see it, Vlad the Impaler. Um, the question is, it's an inflection point, and I think a lot depends on how the West now responds to having found this symptom of a very big disease. Have a look at the Channel 4 News video. Cambridge Analytica uncovered secret filming reveals election tricks. Have a listen in full, it's extremely good. And in that, Ian Dunt noticed striking hearing Cambridge Analytica brag about their control in Kenya, party branding, researching, writing manifestos like a conspiracy theory, except it's true. And in that interview, the CEO says it's no use fighting elections on the facts, it's all about emotions. Louise Ridley tweeted, well, that pretty much sums up the last few years. That took me back to a piece I wrote in September 2012, but it was referencing something in a US Army journal from 1997. And in that journal it said one of the defining bifurcations of the future will be the conflict between information masters and information victims. Information warfare will not be couched in the rationale of geopolitics, the author suggests, but will be spawned like any Hollywood drama out of raw emotions, hatred, jealousy, and greed. Emotions rather than strategy will set the terms of information warfare struggles. 5th of December 2016, I wrote that piece, We Have a Deviate Tomahawk, and I was pointing the finger at Russia. But obviously, Cambridge Analytica, with their connection to Lukoil, their connection into the Trump administration, were the instrument. St. Petersburg University, and I was quoting Don DeLillo, who was talking about how the specialist is monitoring data on his mission console when a voice breaks in. A voice that carried with it a strange and unspecifiable poignancy. He checks in with his flight dynamics and conceptual paradigm officers at Colorado Command. We have a deviate tomahawk. We copy. There's a voice. We have gross oscillation here. There's some interference. I've gone redundant, but I'm not sure it's helping. We are clearing an outframe to locate source. Thank you, Colorado. It's probably just selective noise. You are negative red on the step function pod. It was a voice, I told them. We've just received an affirm on selective noise, which seems to be the moment we're in right now. We will correct Tomahawk. In the meantime, advise you to stay redundant. The voice, in contrast to Colorado's metallic pigeon, is a melange of repartee, laughter, and song with a quality of purest, sweetest sadness. Somehow we were picking up signals from radio programs of 40, 50, 60 years ago. A different personality quiz he was using to pull Facebook data via its API in St. Petersburg in summer 2014. He was measuring the dark triad of psychopathy, narcissism, and Machiavellianism. This is the Cambridge professor, who's also at Alexandra Kogan, is his name. And then Carol on Twitter saying, I think they did test runs on us in 2014. And this is referring to while Kremlin spies were canvassing our country in 2014, Prigozine's bots were turning up their chaos methods. One effort included spreading hysteria about Ebola via fake news. In 2014, Trump mirrored the St. Petersburg trolls' false Kremlin narrative. Another interesting piece in the Daily Kos, Trump's billionaire benefactors and Steve Bannon corrupted our democracy. with stolen Facebook data, pretty much saying what I've already been saying, but it gives you all the names. Facebook had its worst day in 4 years, dragging the stock market lower, obviously under pressure from lawmakers in both the United States and the UK, after more than 50 million users' data ended up in the hands of Cambridge Analytica. When you have real damage to a large enough company, that translates into the indices as a whole. What Facebook knew about misusing data from 50 million Americans in order to get target political advertising and manipulate voters, asked John Kennedy. Investors worry that the new regulations on Facebook or an exodus of users from the platform could slow down one of the world's most valuable companies and chill the tech sector's rise. Facebook shares plunged 7%, biggest fall since September 2012. This chart is from Jamie at Reuters. This is another chart from Bloomberg, Facebook versus the NASDAQ. And finally, on this matter of Facebook, peak social media, Facebook problem or just another blip? Facebook, Snap and Twitter stocks drop.